Hello guys, this is Apiwe Magengelele. I'm available on YouTube, Apiwe Magengelele, and also on TikTok. Been dishing out some, videos, trying to assist someone who is in the market, job market, to really applying for a job and you want to get something. And I've been, pushing out these CVs to ensure that when you apply, you actually do the right thing, so that you are shortlisted and you actually get that job that you have applied for. So today I'm going to be talking about some of those reasons that causes us to fail interviews. May have failed an interview myself. I've failed interviews a couple of times, and I think I've learned a lot of things, in that process. And some of those things were not because I performed poorly on the interview itself, but it was a couple of reasons which I'm going to mention and share in a couple of seconds. So I thought, with my experience, I'll maybe help someone, just share these things that I've discovered, as I apply for jobs and, and sometimes fail, sometimes get the job that I'm looking for. But I really want to highlight these things because they were, a learning curve for me, and I do think that they would help someone out there. Um, Obviously, in South Africa, we have about 34.5 unemployment rate. Our the rate of unemployment is at about 34.5. This tells you already that there's a lot of people that are jobless. And for just one post the company puts out there, I'm sure there's going to be hundreds and thousands of CVs that are going to be sent through. Which tells you already that companies, they having a hard time in really choosing the best candidates for whatever post that they've put out there. So yeah, I know there's a lot of stress and all that. Many people are looking for jobs. But let's just, we're really trying to help one another in whatever way that we can. So here are these reasons that I really want to share with you today. Like I said, please follow me on YouTube, Apiwe Magengelele, and subscribe there on my channel. Also on TikTok, I have an account there. Yes. The first reason, like I said, I'm just going to start with the interview itself. One of the poor reasons. And I know someone's going to say, are late because of this and that traffic and all. You really have no reason to be late for an interview. You have no reason. This is a poor reason. Like this has been said, a lot of times, that when you have an interview, you need to be there at least 30 minutes early. You can even, extend it to an hour if you want, but 30 minutes is just perfect. And there's a reason for that. It's because you don't want to look like someone who's not punctual, and you want to be ready. You don't want, anything that's going to disturb you. You want to be ready. You want to be focused, for that interview. So when you're late, it just creates an impression about you. So that's one of the reasons. If you're late, just know it already that the interviewers are not happy with that. You might not get that job. You might not be shortlisted for the second interviews. If you're lucky enough, they will. Which really means that you need to pull out the socks and get there on time. And obviously, it would show that they were happy with whatever that you said in the interview, and obviously they overlooked you being late and whatever, and really thought you would be one of the best candidates for the role itself. But I want to say that can actually cause you to lose that job opportunity. So you must not be late for an interview. Be there early. It's really a good thing to do. And sometimes another thing in that interview, as they're interviewing you, they're going to pick up that you really don't have the skill set, the kind of skill set that they're looking for. And obviously, no company wants to employ someone who is not going to benefit, the company and, benefit the role itself. So if you don't have a skill set, sometimes we polish our CVs and make them look, but if man's fit with that, really, interview that the company is looking for. So, the skill set, plays a fundamental role, as you are being interviewed. They can hear from what you're saying that, this person is knowledgeable. This person really understands the field that we are in, the company, and all that. So those things play a fundamental role. And also another thing is confidence. When you are in an interview, you need to be confident. But I'm not saying you must be overconfident, because overconfidence can also be a reason for them not to take you. They would feel that the person is just so you need to be firm, assertive, and confident, but don't be overconfident. When you're answering those questions, show that knowledge, show that you understand what you're doing, show the passion. Those things really count. When you're giving out those, answering those questions, and then that authenticity is very important as well. I think it goes together with confidence and. Another thing that's bad that you must never do in an interview: don't speak ill of your previous bosses. Don't speak ill of your previous companies. Because when you do that, they think that maybe he's going to do the same thing about us when he leaves us. So always find something positive to say about your previous companies, previous bosses. Don't label anyone. Don't say anything bad about anyone. Just try to be positive. I know that some of us, we leave some of the previous companies that we work for due to some reasons that that can be negative and all that. But you don't want to go and share that in an interview. Just be positive. Yeah, in the interview. Those are really some of the reasons that I think in the interview itself, they may cause you not to get that job. So they just say, don't think the person has got the skill, for the role. They were not confident enough. That authenticity, and also speaking ill of your previous bosses. You were late in the interview. So all these reasons, they put them together, before they actually go into selecting who actually did well in the interview itself. So you really need to be careful of these things. There are other things that I can mention, that can happen in the interview, which may result in you not getting the job itself. But I think these that I've mentioned, they also very fundamental. And another thing that may happen after interviews, which I think it happens a lot, it's your references. Many people, they just put in anyone in their CVs, to be their reference. You need to check, the person that's going to represent you. Look at the relationship that you've had with that person, how much the person knows you, because you want someone who's going to speak positive about you, who's going to say positive things about you, someone who's going to help you get the role. You don't want someone who's going to tell your potential employers of the bad things you've done in the company and all those kind of things. I'm not saying we don't do bad things, we don't make mistakes, we do make mistakes, but you want someone that's going to represent you positively as your reference in that process of interviews and all that. So you must always make it a point that the person that you have there as your reference, the person knows you, you've had a good relationship with that person. Be confident that they're going to represent you. This is very important. Many people lose job opportunities because of references, and they say we performed well on the interview, and all to find out you performed well. Actually, the employers, they liked you, all to find out your reference came in there and they said all bad things about you, or they did not reflect that confidence about you. So you need to be careful with that. And then the other thing that you need to pay attention to is the background checks. They're always going to do that. If you are going to work for a financial services company, a bank, they're gonna do checks on your credit thingy. So they're gonna go into background checks and see if you are a reckless, or all those kind of things. They really want to see if your status with their credit bureaus is looking perfect. So you need to check that. It's always good to maybe go to ClearScore and just look at how is your credit score there, how is it looking, because it may jeopardize the whole opportunity that you're getting. And then the other thing is your criminal records. Also, this one, you can go to any subs that's close to you and do a quick police clearance. I know it costs, I think it's around 160. We can do it if you know that maybe there's anything that has happened. And sometimes you just have to do it just to be sure, because sometimes there are things that happen. Someone gets your you lost your ID and someone does something and all that, and then you end up having a criminal record. So I think you just need to go to any subs that's close to you, do a police clearance just to ensure that you are clear, you've got no criminal records. And then the other one, it's your qualifications. If you put in there that you have a degree or whatever, you have matric and whatever, they're gonna go and check that. If they find out that you said you have matric, you have matriculated, and all to find out that you've never attained any matric certificate, then obviously that's going to count against you. So you always have to ensure that whatever that you put in there, when they go and do all these background checks, they're going to find them there, and it's really not going to work against you. So it's those background checks that are also very vital. I'm just going to share a quick experience with me. I applied for a role, and I applied and didn't think that there was going to anything that's going to come up, or with a criminal record or whatever, and that actually happened. They came back to me, and luckily I applied through an agent. On my last video, I talked about applying through agencies. They become the middleman. They help you. They came back to me and they said, we're picking up something. And imagine if it was the company that picked that up. They would have just, gone and said, we're not going to take this one. But the agencies, they came to me, they told me, and really I went to the police station and tried to understand what was happening here. And, we tried to work on that. And, they went back to the company and spoke on my behalf, and the company took me, and we tried to justify whatever that was, that they were picking up. And that's why I'm saying these are very important to check. You need to check, these, your criminal record. Are you clear? With SAPS, credit score, are bureaus happy with you? I mentioned ClearScore. Go to ClearScore, create an account, check if you are in a perfect position, qualifications and all those kind of things. So you need to check these things, because they can potentially cause you not to get that job that you're so close into getting. You've passed the interview, you are perfect, that the employers were happy with you, and all because of your credit score. They're actually not taking you because of that. So check those things. I think that's what I wanted to share with you today. So for anyone who's doing any interviews this week or in the future, I'd like to say good luck, and just go and check these things that I've mentioned. Ensure that you are punctual. Ensure that when you represent yourself there in the interview, you look at the spec, look at the job spec, and ensure that your skills that you're going to mention there are actually aligning with the spec itself. And be authentic, be confident, and really make it a point that you don't speak ill of anyone. Just keep it about yourself. So yeah, good luck.